Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, it is gonna be an exciting one. I am so stoked because we're talking about these. It's the new Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liners. I cannot explain to you how stoked I am because ever since last year, I've been telling all my girlfriends and even my sister, I'm like, somebody needs to come up with a lip liner like right now. Why isn't anybody coming out with a lip liner? Honestly, last year it was like a virtual class with another brand, and even I said, are you guys coming out with lip liners? Hello? So I'm really excited because Anastasia Beverly Hills finally like fulfilled my dreams, and I'm like, yes, lip liners. Now the Malaysian PR team actually invited me for a virtual class with Claudia. Guys, did you just hear me? Like, I was so excited. This just made my 2022 stat. It was like the best moment ever because seriously, I could only dream of being in the same chat room with Norvina. And it happened. But anyway, I flipped out and I will leave that for another day. So I just want to let you guys know that they did send me a range of like nudes and browns and red and like a deep shade. And I thought that I'd give you guys some swatches. So let's get into it. So now that the swatches are out of the way, let's get into the details. There are actually 18 shades in this line. Again, they sent me 6. And in this range is actually a really good combination of like nudes, some pinks, a couple of reds, deep shades, but there are a lot of different tone nudes. And honestly, I feel like this is going to be for everyone because you're going to be able to find your perfect nude lip liner in this range for sure. Price-wise, this is 90 ringgit per stick, and in the US, it's selling at, if I'm not mistaken, about 18 USD. So it is slightly cheaper for you to get this in the States, but to be honest, it is roughly about the same after conversion. And yeah, I guess for a higher end brand, I think the price is still relatively okay. I mean, I'm just trying to gauge over there. I think the price is actually not too bad. I feel like it could be slightly cheaper, but okay lah. Just to show you guys a little bit of the packaging, it actually comes in like tubes like this, very regular. Okay. What I like is that it also comes with the shade at the bottom. Again, very common, but I love that about it. It's not exactly super accurate. I'm just saying. And then when you open it up, you get your pencils, which has the same color at the end. Love it. Now, one thing that I really like about this is the details. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I love the engraving. It has the brand name Anastasia. And then when you flip it over, it says Beverly Hills. And then you can also see like the shade name, right? And then you can see all of like the details of manufacturing. And what I like about this is that it is engraved and not necessarily printed. I have a lot of like printed on liners that tend to rub off, and I cannot for the life of me remember any of the shade names and such. So I really like this about this. I love engraving and proper stickers, but this, love. But the key feature of this product that I really like, that is, it's so simple but so different, is the fact that this is squared. So I don't know if you can tell from this video itself, but can you see that it is squared off? It is not round. For example, here I have a Givenchy lip liner and it is completely round. This is kind of like squarish. And during the class, spoiler for my next video, Norvina actually told us that what inspired her was the fact that she was always in the studio like every other day. And it's the most annoying thing to have a round product sitting flat on the table, and when you're trying to organize it for photos and videos, it just rolls off. So she said, you know what, I'm gonna make it square, and this sits perfectly on your table. Like, it just stays, it doesn't roll around. And I actually love this feature because I cannot explain how many liners, like eyeliners, lip liners, anything that's round that has just rolled off my table and landed on the floor somewhere, probably under the bed, under a table, and it just disappears into the abyss. And the thing is, because I'm always in a rush, I knock things over or whatever, and it just rolls right off. But with this one, it just stays put. And I love that about it. I don't have to worry so much about it going anywhere, rolling off somewhere. You know, I'm not gonna be cleaning up my room and finding it's under something just yet. I think another part that she actually said was really nice was it is actually very distinguishable. So if, let's say, you are someone who has a lot of liners, or like an artist, you're a makeup artist, and you have, like, for example, a jar of just liners and whatever like this, right? And the thing is, because everything is round, and sometimes, like I said, if it's not engraving, it's sticker, you have to like slowly look for what you're looking for. But the thing is, because of it being squared, you're like, that's the Anastasia one, and then you can easily pick out like the color that you want, and it's good to go. It's fast. I know you might be thinking, like, how do I sharpen it? Because it's not rounded, but you can actually use the regular sharpener that you have and it works perfectly fine because it's not completely square. It's like a rounded square. So I've tried sharpening it, no problem at all. When it comes to the smell, this is gonna be really funny because it smells like a pencil. I mean, I don't know if you guys understand what I mean, but you know, when you were a kid, or at least for me, when I was a kid and I would go to school, I didn't like carrying like a huge box of color pencils. So my mom got me a case and I would just put all of my color pencils in the case. And the thing is, when you haven't opened it for a while, or it's just baking and marinating itself in that little case, and when you open it up, there's this like wooden color pencil smell. This smells like that. The formula is actually a velvet matte finish that's tucked into a beautiful wooden pencil. Now, I would say, if I'm being completely honest, I stray away from the wooden pencil ones because a lot of them tend to be very stiff and I don't like that. In the time of using these pencils for a while now, I'm genuinely impressed with how creamy they are, especially for wooden lip liners. I love using lip liners. I have like experimented with so many brands and some of them tend to be really creamy, which I love, but sometimes they're a bit too creamy that the deeper shades tend to feather quite a lot. And because of that, I feel like I always stick to like the nude shades when it comes to the really creamy ones, and you need a little bit more of a stiff formula for the deeper ones. But I don't have a problem with this particular one, especially because some of them tend to be a bit too waxy, but I feel like this is just enough creaminess and stiffness and it's not really waxy, so I love the formula of this. However, like I said about feathering, I have realized that it does feather a little bit, especially with the deeper shades. The two shades that I've used that kind of have been feathering that I have would be the red, which is this one in cherry, and this one in blackberry, which is like a deeper purple burgundy kind of shade. And I realize this happens a lot more when I wear a mask. So when I'm going out and I do that, I don't know if it's because it's really humid and hot here and I sweat easily and like everything's just going on under there, or I'm accidentally like rubbing my lips against the mask that it kind of feathers a little bit. However, I realized that I don't have that problem when I'm not wearing a mask and I'm just at home. So I can't tell if it's because I'm just going out and about and I'm sweating and it's humid, the mask or anything whatsoever. But I'm just saying that those are small things that I have actually realized when I do wear a mask. Another thing that I'm really impressed by with this is actually when I'm eating or drinking. So what I really like is that sometimes, I mean, I'm trying this at home, right? And I almost forget that I have this on my face. Like, I almost forget that I'm trying this on and just going about my day at home and working and everything. It isn't until I pick up my cup to drink a glass of water that I see a faint lipstick line that I say, oh, okay, I forgot. I'm actually wearing lipstick today. Which actually says a lot because that means it's so comfortable on the lips that you don't actually feel it. And another thing is that when it transfers, I realize it doesn't transfer as much. So it's not as thick or like, it actually stays on your lips a lot. And I realized that it's only when I fill it in with lipstick that the lipstick actually transfers, but the lip liner has really minimal transfer and I really, really like that about it because it is really long lasting. My favorite lip liners of all time is actually the ColourPop lip liners. These are just ultimately really creamy. They're super affordable and I feel like I could buy like so many of these and not break my bank account basically. And there are flaws with like the packaging. As you can see, I've used this to like absolute death because everything is just wiped off. There's no more branding. And I mean, there's like marks everywhere. So that says a lot. But the thing about it is that, like I mentioned earlier, it is a bit too creamy that the deeper shades tend to feather on me just a little bit more, but I don't find that problem with the Anastasia ones, which is kind of like a plus point. I feel like I would be alternating between Anastasia and ColourPop a lot more now. I think Anastasia actually created magic when it comes down to the pairing of the liner and the lipsticks, like the matte and satin lipsticks that they are launching at the same time. I realized that the combination of the two is really good because it's just comfortable and like I said, it doesn't transfer as much. And I just find so much use out of it. And unfortunately, because I don't have like the full range of everything, I can't exactly tell you what is like a good match. But I realized through using all this, the PR team was smart, okay? They really gave like one of each or something similar to pair up. And I will say I have two favorite combos right now. First one, my all-time favorite right now is actually the one that I'm having on my lips right now. I haven't enjoyed a red lipstick in a really long time, like a red lip. And this is one that really sucked me in and I said, you know what? I'm gonna wear red lipstick more because of this. And it is the lip liner in Cherry, which is what I have on right now. And for the lipstick that's in the center, it is the matte lipstick in American Doll. If you guys are familiar with Anastasia's like liquid lipstick back in the day, there was a beautiful red shade in American Doll. This is it, just in a matte lipstick form. Another combo that I really like is usually when I want like a nude lip. So I would use this lip liner in Auburn. Now the end kind of looks a bit more mauvey, but when you like swatch it out, it becomes a little bit more of like a brown with a little bit more of like a purple undertone. And okay, I'm just gonna do this for you guys to see, but can you see how like creamy that is? And I'm just using the side, but if I were to use the tip, do you see how even that is? And how easy that is? Because normally a lot of the time when I use lip liners, like when you first apply it, you really have to warm it up. Some of them even requires a little bit of heat, but this doesn't, and look how even that is. So just to give you guys a heads up, even if you don't want to use lipstick, you can just use this all over the lips and it's even and it's easy. It's literally like using a color pencil on your lips. And I love using this paired with this one. This is a satin in Peach Amber. And I'll just put this in the center. So can you see? It's really light and sheer. However, actually no, on the screen it kind of looks light and sheer. But look at this. You can build up the pigment really easily. It's really creamy, really like almost juicy, but not like a glossy juicy, but just enough to make it look really, really pretty and dimensional with the shine. So overall, I just want to say I really, really like these lip liners because I feel like it's just the right amount of creaminess and waxiness and stiffness. You know, it's just right. You know, like Goldilocks and the problem of like it being too hot and too cold and just right. This just fits in the middle of everything, and I feel like that's what makes it so great because it makes it flexible. And like I said, because the range, even though it only has 18 shades, I feel like it is good staples that you would definitely need, and the flexibility and versatility of these lip liners are everything. And because of that, I feel like this is really worth your buck, and I can definitely see myself using this a lot. I mean, I have been using this a lot already, and like I said, it's the two combos that I have right now that I have been really, really drawn to. I mean, is this not the prettiest red lip? But yeah, guys, this is just a really well thought out product down to the packaging and the styling and the way the formula is. Honestly, Anastasia has been killing it recently, and I'm not just trying to say that, but their cream products recently, the Magic Touch Concealer and these lip liners, have been really, really good. I am really, really impressed, and I hope they keep up this momentum because in the past, I feel like they did have some products that I feel were like really hit and miss. But this, I feel like recently has been really consistent across, and they have been killing it, guys. It's worth a try. All right, guys, so that is the end of my video. I hope that this was helpful for you. And if you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have another video that I actually already filmed that I'm excited about. But yeah, guys, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and I will see you then. Bye.